Hi, Karen from Quantum Heart Awakening. Happy holidays, everyone. Happy New Year, especially. You know, I'm thinking about what we've moved through as a collective over in 2024 and what we're moving towards in 2025. And yeah, I think it's time to do a little bit of a collective check-in. So let's all ground ourselves, take a deep breath, and get ready for 2025. Okay, let's get into it. Spirit, please clear our mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, astral bodies and physical environments so that we can be a hollow bone to receive your love, messages, and guidance for the highest and best good of self and the planet. All right, what is the overall thing we're working with in 2025? Community and message in a bottle. Yeah, so hold on. Let me just put this up here. Okay. Masculines, feminines, lovely community. We are now no longer separating self and other. We are no longer going off on these hero journeys alone. If we go off on a journey this year, we will be in collaboration. We will be in union with a greater community. This message in a bottle card in reverse is also for some of you, this community might look like your celestial community. Your contact with the other side, if you will, might increase during this time, during this year. Let's see what else we can get. Anything else for this year? Anything else for this year, Spirit? Anything else you want to share? What will we be confronting in 2025? Exchanging gifts. Okay, yep. It's going to be a year of collaboration. So far, if that's what I had to, if I had to pick a theme for 2025, it would be sharing gifts and collaboration. Stepping out into the world and really stepping into your mission and purpose. We also have the observer here. Okay, anything else? Anything else? Okay, we have imagine and to be fair. Yeah, you know, there in 2025, I think temperance will be much easier to access. There's something here around, you know, a balancing our 5D lives with our 3D lives. There's something here about more readily, more easily bringing down our mission and purpose into the real world, into our real world. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Okay, we have truth be told and, oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Yeah, so there's a truth not being revealed right now about feminine energy on the planet. So I got a little rattled because it's very exciting. It feels like the feminine energy will finally get her due. The feminine energy will finally take her rightful place on the throne and be recognized, right? It's one thing to sit on your throne and try to rule from that throne, but if no one respects the queen, if no one's respecting this feminine energy, there's not enough, you know, I was about to say disciples, but that's not the right word. There's not enough subjects to, you know, move the needle forward with this feminine energy. This is actually pretty wild because on my way here, I'm in my office, by the way. On my way here, I was just talking to a friend of mine about, you know, what does it look like to move from the feminine power? So many of us have been, I mean, I would dare to say almost all of us have, I don't know who's escaped this patriarchal kind of embedded society that we've all had. Yes, we can, you know, maybe not live that way and be empowered in that way, but the world around us is still kind of in those ancient patterns of doing things from a masculine perspective. And so what would it look like if we build in a feminine way, if we, you know, market and communicate in a feminine way? What does that even mean? What does it look like through you? Okay. Anything else for 2025? Anything else for 2025? Anything else for 2025? Okay. We have happy and the here and now. Okay, so 2025 is going, I was about to say 2020. That's very interesting. That's just, I'm just going to let that be. In 2025, in order to access your deepest happiness and your most constructive way of showing up in the world, you have to train yourself to get your energy in present time. So I don't know if this looks like meditating for some of you. It's actually funny this is coming out because I just started my meditation practice again. And for me, it is incredibly difficult for me to meditate. You know, I've tried many different modalities of meditation and they're all hard for me. And mainly because whether it's my own thoughts, my human thoughts and brain, or channeling where stuff is flowing through me, essentially my channel is always filled. So taking space in the morning, especially before I start the day, drawing appropriate boundaries, loving myself enough to really know that if I do not invest in myself in the morning before the day begins, I will not have a successful day. I will more easily be pulled off my center. I will more easily be pulled into stressors, either worrying about the past or worrying about the future. And our job is to get our presence in present time, to get our awareness in present time. Okay, anything else? Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Anything else for 2025? Yes, regeneration. Anything else? Beautiful. Okay, this is the last stuff I'm taking out of this deck. We have regeneration, peace, and flexibility. Oh my God, I'm just cracking up because I don't do resolutions. I don't like to really do them, but if I had to pick something that I am calling in 2025 is letting go of rigidity, being rigid. I would like to be more flexible in 2025. I would like to take things less personally. I would like to give people more space to be themselves and to let go of my attachment to how other people are being in the world around me in my vicinity. So it's very interesting to me that we are, in 2025, we are regenerating, reworking, retooling, excuse me, the way we feel peace in our bodies. There's something here around becoming more tolerant. You know, in psychology, and I want to say it's DBT, dialectic behavioral therapy, there's this thing called the window of tolerance, right? So it's like how much adversity, how much psychological, mental, emotional stimulus can you handle and still hold your center. So in 2025, we are all expanding this window of tolerance, and we're only taking a step forward if we can remain flexible and remain in our center, remain peaceful as we, lean in further, whatever that means to you. It could be taking on more at work. It could be, becoming more intentional with your dating or within your relationship that you already have. It's like, how can we allow ourselves to nurture new roots? There's this regeneration card. It's very striking to me out of this whole reading. If I had to pick one card, it's this regeneration card. And let's just take a gander at what's on the bottom. Chop wood. It's one of my favorite cards. So for some of you that have not heard the phrase chop wood, carry water, for me, and I think many people, it's a very Zen idea to just bring full presence to what you're doing and take pride and gratitude in your work, literally as you're chopping wood and carrying water, meaning in these repetitive tasks of the day of our lives that we do all the time. We wake up, we drink water, we brush our teeth, maybe we floss, maybe we make coffee, maybe we make tea, maybe we make breakfast, maybe we go out for a breakfast sandwich, maybe we drive to work, maybe we walk to work. Whatever your day-to-day moments are, can you bring your full essence and full presence to this moment and find peace just in that moment without judging yourself for where you are. Mind you, I'm sorry, I was just going on and on about this card without really putting it in the context that it is showing up in the unconscious position. So the unconscious position, for some of you that don't know, for me, the way I read is the card that's on the bottom of the deck after I've pulled my spread is the unconscious position. That means two things. Either it's something that we don't want to look at, that we're pushing into the shadows, or it's something that is outside of our view, that it's outside of our consciousness. So, yeah, it's like, it makes sense to me. So if you are struggling to be present, it makes sense to me that what you're pushing away is taking gratitude or having gratitude for your day-to-day moments in life, right? This makes sense in this narrative that we're uncovering here. Okay, where do we want to go, Spirit? I just want to get one collective question. I just can't stop feeling into this one message. Let me just see what this is. Okay, Spirit, is there, okay then? Yeah, okay, this is why I was feeling this. I don't know if this is going to show up on camera as that. Okay, we have the initiation, a rite of passage, crossing the threshold. So if you've been watching me for a while, or if you haven't, if this is the first time, welcome. I like to do readings that move the needle forward. I don't really like to invest my precious life force in fairy tale stories that may or may not happen. I like to give people awareness and practices and tools that could support you in right now in the present moment. So why am I telling you this? I don't even remember. Let me go back to this card, the initiation. Before I was shuffling, I was just curious, is there one question? And it's funny because in this deck, there's like a million questions that might come out. And we have the initiation. So if we were to think about a theme for 2025, it would be initiation. 2025 will be a rite of passage. We are crossing the threshold. Look at this as a portal, this kind of threshold here. So listen, 2024 was difficult. A lot of crap came out in the readings. A lot of, we started the year, masculines were confronting firm foundations. What does it mean? What does that even mean to me? If I go, if I work 20 years trying to build a structure and I'm not satisfied with the foundation, then that 20 years would be, moot, right? It would be sort of a waste, right? So we are calling to higher discernment, higher alignment. Now, feminines have been working for 2024. Feminines have been confronting their self-esteem, their worthiness, taking up enough, loving themselves enough to take up enough space to go at their own pace. You'll hear me say that like twice a reading, because when you truly understand what that means and implement it and embody that lifestyle, your life will change. It has to. It's so profound when you learn how to come into a symbiotic relationship with your intuition. Then your wise discernment is like, it's rapid fire. It's like you get to make decisions in real time that are in alignment with your soul's deepest truth. Okay, so why am I reflecting back on masculine feminines 2024? Because this year, 2025, this powerful initiation year, this is your rite of passage. This is like you've gone on the hero's journey in 2024. You're coming back home. You are crossing the threshold back into your community, right? You are regenerating who you are in this world. You are regenerating who your community knows you to be. What does this mean? I just got full body chills. What does this actually mean? It's the way you show up and function in your community is now different. The way community views your gifts, your talents, your skills, your role as a leader or not a leader, maybe they never really saw you. Maybe your gifts and skills were not palatable or is that the word? Yes, palatable. Palatable. I can't talk. Do you hear me? Let me take a sip of something. Hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. So this is your homecoming of your hero's journey. You are rewiring who you were. Why? Because you have come of age. You have earned the skills, the tools, the perspective to step into this leadership role. I like this idea that came out that you are crossing the threshold. Not that you are, sure, you could think about like you're entering a portal, but really, it's almost like you're crossing the threshold in other people's hearts and minds. It's like maybe they thought of you one way, now you are crossing that. You are expanding that. You are expanding their view just by being who you are, right? We go through life, and I think a lot of us try to hold on to who we were and who we were when XYZ happened. But really, 2025 is this practice in letting go of who you were, knowing that what was meant to stay, your useful attributes will still be there, but you are now this more expanded version of self. Yeah, in the unconscious position, just for fun, we have share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution expression. Yeah, again, you may not had a voice prior to this moment, prior to your hero's journey. Maybe your family didn't respect you. Maybe your partner didn't respect you, or your boss, your coworkers. There's something here now that your voice, and I hate to say it like this, so let me drop it and feel into a better way. Hold on. I forgot who said it. Someone was talking about with the age of social media, now everyone thinks, like everyone has a voice, but more than that, everyone has a platform. And it was very interesting because this one person that was talking was actually saying, sorry, I'm distracted by a stain on my desk. I apologize. This one person was saying, not everyone should have a voice. And I know that sounds a little counterintuitive to like the world of empowerment, but it is kind of true that like not everyone should have the microphone at the same time. When your voice has come of age, meaning when spirit has something to move through you and trust that your vessel can contain that mission, that purpose, that experience, that's when it'll flow through you, but not a moment prior. So there's something here about it is time now. So it's being pushed into the unconscious or the shadow is this maybe fear of speaking your truth, of sharing your gifts, of, quitting that job, quitting that relationship, quitting that family member that always brings you down. There's something here about really coming out of the victimhood, out of the persecution, and really expressing yourself soul first in the world. Okay, wow. 25 is looking pretty crazy. Here's the thing about 2025. I think it's going to be faster movement than you think, especially for some of you. Sorry, I never know how shuffling comes out on the microphone, so I apologize if it's really loud. For so many of you, feminines and masculines, at one time or another have been receiving the psychic gift card. The psychic gifts have been fine-tuning themselves for this moment where you can start collaborating, where you could start showing up for community and being a reliable source. Now, what is that source? A source of what? I don't know. What is your gift? Are you a great healer? Are you a great accountant? Are you a great psychologist or yoga teacher? It doesn't matter what it is, but let me tell you, and I'm getting full body chills as I'm saying this, just pay attention. Observe your gifts coming on in a different way. Don't intervene. Don't interrupt. Just allow them to flow through you, because there's something really powerful where it's almost like, because this is happening as a collective, we're going to start having perfect puzzle pieces fit together. You might meet someone and be like, oh my God, I'm really good at marketing, but this person's really good at advertisements, and I needed someone and I lack that, and they have what I lack. And so let's collaborate. And it's just like this perfect puzzle piece. This could happen with feminine and masculine. This another version of this, like I've been kind of keeping these messages a little bit more tangible, a little bit more conventional, a little bit more 3D, but another version of the puzzle pieces fitting together are grounded, exalted feminines are coming together with grounded, exalted masculines. And what one lacks, the other one has, and vice versa. And it starts to be this like symbiotic relationship where we get to flow together. Think of the yin yang symbol flowing together, where there's a little bit of the darkness in the light and a little bit of lightness in the dark, that symbiotic kind of beautiful, beautiful relationship. All right, Spirit, is there a certain narrative you want me to lean into? No? Nothing's coming through. Hold on. All right. What else do you want to share then? Maybe Spirit will take us in a new direction. Let's see. All right, we have love, we have passion, we have manifestation, and spirit guide in reverse. Don't we have, oh, the message in a bottle. That's another kind of spirit reversal. Okay. Some of you might be asking yourself, well, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Do I drop into my spirit connections, and by coming into a symbiotic relationship with spirit and God and the universe and the quantum field and oneness, then it will reveal my love and my passion, or it'll give me the courage to step into my passion and really anchor my love? Or do I ground in my love and my passion, and the spirit realm rises up to meet us? Now, there's no wrong answer here. However, the latter version feels more resonant in this scenario. There's this great quote, I think it's by Terence McKenna, who says, what all the great gurus and shamans and holy people discovered is that you leap out into the universe only to discover it's a feather bed. That means that you have to go first. You have to leap off the cliff. You have to dare to move in the direction that you've always wanted to move in, to try that new thing, to go for that new job, to ask that person out, to, try that hobby that you thought you could never do. Like one of mine that it's so weird. I've always wanted to take adult ballet and tap classes. And I don't know why, I just have never done it. And it's something so it seems so silly, but here's the thing. I don't know why I'm getting emotional, but here's the thing. You don't know how spirit is going to move through your life. You might go towards that art class, that painting class, that business class, whatever. I don't know why education is coming through me right now very heavily. That degree, that certification. Maybe you're in your 50s and you really always wanted to go back to school, but you feel like that ship has sailed. It has not sailed. If there's air in your lungs, that ship has not sailed. What was I saying? Oh, you have no clue how spirit is going to show up in your life and move you. So if you get an intuitive hit to go after your deepest passion, whatever that is, you have no idea what's going to happen as you do that. You might meet someone else who's like, oh my God, I'm also doing this. You want to collaborate, right? We're bringing back that community energy, that regenerative spirit energy, right? Okay, Spirit, do I need to say more about that? No, moving on. My cards are all over because I took a bunch home for the holidays. So let me get organized for a moment. Where do we want to go? Ooh, we're getting some Animal Apothecary. It was so loud. Let me just shuffle these because my cards have been sitting all alone over the holidays. So let's get some energy and life force into them. Okay, Spirit. Okay. What are we focusing on? You know what? We're not going to focus on anything. Spirit, what would you like to share with us? All right, we have unknown gifts. Well, under this card, we have exchanging gifts. I'm like, why is that familiar? Unknown gifts. This is what I'm saying. You don't know what's on the other side of you pursuing your deepest passion. Let's be truthful. What we think is on the other side is fear, is pain, is not being successful, right? Because that's the sabotorial voice. That's the ego's way of preventing us from growing. It wants to keep us safe, right? So in one sense, it's a protector. It wants to protect us, but you have to know how to parent the truth of what's actually moving through you. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Am I taking all of these? I guess so. All right. Yep. We have You Are More. We have Prayers Answered, and we have Claim Your Power. I mean, come on. These messages are all in alignment with the same message. Yet do you feel like all of this, it feels like, have you ever seen a group of guys push up another guy to go do something, whether it's to go talk to a girl or to go, go claim something, claim a trophy or make a speech or whatever? I feel that energy where literally the universe is like pushing us up to claim this gift, to step into your soul's deepest passion. Remember, we have this yin energy, this feminine flowy energy. So as you step into this gift, if you find that you're having a difficult time doing whatever the thing is, you're being called to lean back and trust in your inner feminine. Allow your inner feminine to hold you as you start to step towards the scary things, to start to take a step towards the things that make you feel a little wobbly. Your prayers are literally being answered, but you have to step up to claim them, right? You are more than your current situation. Unknown gifts await you, but you have to claim your power first. All right, anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Anything else? Ooh, big messages, but like they're all along the same line here, right? The next level of your initiation or your hero's journey is, okay, say you're like, let's just go with the old school kind of indigenous version of a hero's journey. Say you're a teenager, maybe you're 16, right? And they say to step into manhood or adulthood, you have, and it's usually the men. So like, let's just, bear with me with this narrative. To step into eldership, to step into manhood, you have to go and survive for 3 weeks in the forest all by yourself with nothing but like a spear and maybe like a piece of bread. I don't know. I'm making this up as I go. When you come back, given that you've been successful, when you come back from your hero's journey back to the village, they don't just immediately let you into this, they don't just, you come back and now you're a man. You have to be initiated by the elders, right? You have to be, your manhood must be reflected back to you from a higher source, from a source that's greater than self. The universe is doing that right here. It's doing the exact same thing. So you might not feel this yet. Mind you, this is maybe what's unfurling in front of you right now in the present moment in 2025. So you may have many different experiences where you are still moving through the initiation. Now, I think when people hear initiation, I think people think of it like a very acute ceremony or like a very clear delineation, like this is the start of the initiation and this is the end. This is not that. This is a little different. Your initiation might be all of 2025. We don't know. I don't know. I can't tell that individually for each of you because I'm not doing individual readings. I would say I think a little bit more would come out if we were doing one-on-one readings. So just keep your feelers up for what your particular initiation could look like for you. Okay? All right, anything else? We have sacred boundaries and we have you are what you think. Okay, you heard me talking about boundaries earlier. I talk about boundaries in almost every reading. Here's the thing. Your boundaries, the boundaries you decide to set for yourself are directly correlated with what you believe to be true about yourself and others. You are what you think. So if you don't think you're worthy to carve out some time for yourself every weekend, if you're like a busy mom of 4 and, the world, right? Like the carousel never stops. It always keeps turning. Life never stops when you have kids. Just everything, someone needs something all the time. If you don't believe that you are worthy to claim your own sacred space and time to just do whatever you want with, you're never going to set that boundary. However, if you know you're worthy, if you know that the more you take care of self, the more you'll have to give to your family of 4 or to your career or to your beloved or to your hobby or your side hustle or whatever it is. So your boundaries are rooted in what you think about yourself and the world around you. And most importantly as well, your boundaries are directly rooted in what you think is possible for your life. If you don't think you'll ever get out from under debt, if you don't think you'll ever be able to get a degree, if you don't think you'll ever have a successful divine relationship, if you fill in the blank, if you don't think this, then you will never get that, right? Because you're already taking yourself out of the equation before you could even step into whatever that work you would be called to accomplish that task. It's like the biggest message here, guys, is do not leave yourself out in the cold. Do not put yourself in harm's way by abandoning and rejecting these parts of self that desperately are craving something, that desperately have gifts to share with the planet. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? All right, we have Destiny Path and we have Quantum Jump. Here's the thing. The only thing that prevents you from making these quantum leaps and jumps is your level of fear. If you fear great change in your life, then you are telling the universe, I would like my change slower. I would like all of the change and all of the growth and all of my gifts to show up in a much slower pace. However, if you ground yourself and trust in the mystery and learn how to make love to the mystery, to expect more positives than negatives from the unknowable, from the void space, from the quantum field, then there's nothing obstructing this growth and change, right? As soon as you start to put conditions on your change, like, oh, I really want to start my own business, but, I should probably wait till my kids are in college. Well, you immediately put, 10 years or 15 years onto your dream. You put oh my God, the word just went out of my brain. Whatever. You put unnecessary stipulations on your deepest desires. And so, of course, the universe can't interrupt what you desire because the universe takes orders from you. You place the order that you don't want your dream to come true until these conditions are met. So of course it's going to take longer. So again, this goes back to you are what you think, meaning the stipulations that you put on your dreams is what will come true. Okay. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Wow. All right, I'm not going to take these. I am going to take these. We have more. We're starting to get similar messages now. We have face your fear and tame and attain in reverse. Okay. Part of the hardest part of our inner journey is learning how to tell ourselves the truth of what we actually feel. So you're being called to parent the parts of self that are blocking you from taking these next steps, to face your fear, to unlock whatever, let's just look at this card for a second. We have a horse and we have the bit and, whatever. Even though it's not on this card, they're telling me to say the word muzzle. What happens when you put like a muzzle on a dog, right? It prevents them from biting, from, whatever. It prevents them from doing the thing they want to do. So you're being called to, I'm getting a dual message here. So sorry, my hair is everywhere. You're being called two things. We could look at this in two ways. That you are being called to muzzle the parts of self that are sabotaging yourself. So like the part of yourself, we all have an inner saboteur that says, the second you have a desire, like me, like I wanted to take a tap dancing class. My inner saboteur would be like, you're too old for that. Are you really gonna go and do that? What are people gonna think? Like, what are you gonna look like doing it? You might even hurt yourself. Like, is it really worth it? That's my inner saboteur. It's my job to parent that part and to kindly ask it to step back. If it's a nasty part, you can put a muzzle on it and tell it to shut up, right? And do the thing anyway. I'm going to go buy my tap shoes today. Like, you know what I mean? So that's one way to look at it. The other way is look at where you've muzzled your desires. Look at where you've put a muzzle on your truth. Where have you literally stifled your own truth? Or let's be honest, where have you been stifled? Is there a person, place, or thing, or an experience or a trauma that gave you a little bit of data that tells you that you're not worth it, that you're not enough, that if you do this, you will be rejected and abandoned and excommunicated, right? I speak in dramatic language because from the nervous system energetic standpoint, that's how the nervous system speaks, right? It's in extreme language. It's like, am I safe or am I not safe? Those are the only two options. So you have to start to really take accountability and tell yourself the truth about your situation, the truth about where you're holding yourself back or leaving yourself out in the cold. Yeah, what's in the unconscious position? We have this adorable little mole, and moles are notoriously blind, right? Moles are blind. And there's this, it says, just trust. And there's this little seedling that's a very, the roots, it's like a baby little seedling, little roots, little growth. And look at this big cheesy smile on this mole. The mole can't see anything. The mole just has to trust in the present moment. What is it feeling? Is it digging an appropriate hole for its family? It can't see. It doesn't know. Like when I grew up kind of in the woods and we had a million moles. We also had a pool, and the poor moles would always fall into the pool. And of course, baby moles follow their mother. And so the mommy mole would jump in the pool and all the babies would jump in after it. And we would find them in the skimmer baskets. Like a whole family just died because the mole was so trusting. And I know this isn't the best. I know this isn't the best story, but you're not a mole. You can, but here's the thing. The deeper message in that is, what if you did just blindly trust? Even when shit hits the fan, even when things go wrong, maybe spirit is needing you to go through that experience so you gain the necessary skills to get to the next version of self, right? There's something really profound here around blind trust. And again, honoring your sovereignty. So being in consent with your trust, right? So not totally letting go of your free will, but intentionally investing your free will in making choices that are towards your deepest desire. Okay, done with that part of the message. Is there anything else, Spirit? Is there anything else? All right, let me get some of these goddess cards really quick. What would support us doing this in 2025, Spirit? What would support us doing this? Yeah, it's like, so we have harvest in the reverse. So there's something blocking us harvesting all of these wonderful skills. Say more. Secrets revealed. Okay, anything else? Queen of Sheba. Anything else, Spirit? And then we have alchemy. Okay, I get it. Okay, so and it goes, I gotta show this cute little mole face here on this card. The message in it is if you surrender to the mystery and trust in the divine alchemy, the natural transmutation that wants to show up in your life, secrets will be revealed, and those secrets will tell you how to harvest your deepest desires, how to live in flow, how to live in this ecstatic bliss, in this infinite oneness. Be this little mole, totally blind and yet totally cheesing and smiling and having the best time. That's it. In the unconscious is divine lineage. So when shit hits the fan, when things get hard, contact your spirit guides, contact your ancestors, pray to your people, actually step into this. It's one thing to like read a bunch of spiritual knowledge. It's another thing to be the guinea pig of your own life. I'm telling you, some of my greatest spiritual mentors have been the ones who've yelled at me to say, stop reading, stop listening, stop taking more classes, stop getting more certifications, stop going back to school. Just go live practice everything you've learned now. At some point, and again, this is another version of the hero's journey. This is another version that you have to be on your own, that you can't, look up to the guru or the priest or the shaman or the teacher or whatever it is, that at some point you have to go out in the world and execute and try to live these practices out in the world, and then surrender to the mystery of how it might affect you, who you might become from moving through these difficult things. Okay, beautiful. Where do we want to go? Let's get a nice little universe message if I can find it. Bear with me. All right, I haven't used these in a while. These are my Raise Your Vibration cards. All right, Spirit, what would you like to end on? What would you like to end on for these delightful collectives? Okay, what does this say? Living with purpose brings prosperity. Absolutely. And here's the thing, what that purpose is might not be clear to you right now. You might not have that in view, but you do have access to resonance. You have access to discernment. Your only job is to discern the environment around you, these micro choices. Remember the Chopwood card? To bring this micro discernment into these small places in your life. And by doing that over time, it will lead you to the bigger places. Okay, and then we have devotion unites me with the infinite. Absolutely. Here's the thing. Your relationship with the quantum field, whether you're aware of the quantum field or not, the quantum field is aware of you. So whether you're engaging with this relationship or not, it's engaging with you, whether you're conscious of it or not. So the moment you become conscious of it, you could then step into co-creation, right? That's the collaboration message we have of 2025. It's interesting that it's coming back around at the end of the message, right? So for some of you, collaboration isn't with the tangible community, it's with your celestial cosmic community. And then we have, I clear my energy field. Beautiful, beautiful message for 2025. I'm going to leave it there. I totally forgot to tell you about my offering. So I created a kind of intense offering. I have a pre-recorded offering called the Annual Overture. What that is an annual, I go through your entire year. Now you have a choice. You could choose for me to look back at the 12 months prior to this moment, or you can have me look 12 months forward, and we could, some people really like to look back. They like to see like, what were the lessons I learned? What did I confront? What did I struggle with? Whatever. But most people like to look forward and say, okay, what's coming up? What am I going to confront? What are the challenges that might arise? How can I nurture myself to confront those challenges? So it's called the Annual Overture, and I go quarter by quarter, and it's an intense reading. It's a costly reading. However, I am offering you guys a 40% discount. The coupon code is Annual Overture, and it's 40% discount, and it's a big, hefty reading. Like, I think actually, because I know me and I know I'm a talker, And I also like to give more value than than not. So it might even end up being like 2 to 3 videos you might get. Like I'm going to try to do maybe 1 video per quarter. I haven't figured it all out yet, but I just felt called to offer that at the start of this new year. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to email me at quantumheartawakening@gmail.com. You could also visit my website, KarenVitello.com. I have a million offerings and I don't even promote them. I need to start promoting everything, but I have oracle readings for your business. I have oracle readings for all specific different kinds of things. So if anyone has a need or a desire and there's something on my website that you don't see, just contact me. I'm very flexible. I love doing this work and I really think it can be really useful to a lot of people. All right, I'm sending you all my love. Again, if you have any more questions about this work or anything I could do for you, please let me know. All right, much love. See you in the next one.